Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I'm Ryan Bowling. Thank you all for joining me. So, unfortunately, we have another tragic shooting that took place yesterday in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm pretty sure you guys already know about it. Person comes in to a Christian school and guns down 6 people, 3 adults, 3 children. My prayers go out to the family members who have lost their loved ones. I've been praying intensely for them. I pray that God give them the grace to be able to deal with this tragic event. But once again, I know you all have heard about this, been all over the news. As a matter of fact, it's interesting because last night when I was at work, I had just got off from work actually. It's about 11 o'clock, well, close to 11, about 10:50. I'm sitting down and I have my earplugs in and I'm waiting to clock out. And I hear a couple of my coworkers saying something like, I could hear the intensity in their voices, right? And I look up and they're looking at me with their eyes bugged out. And I look to my boss and he's looking at me saying something. And I can't fully understand what he's saying. So I take one of my earplugs out and I overhear I overhear my boss talking about the government saying, that teachers should have guns now. They need to be, they need guns and this. And I'm like, what's all this talk about guns and so forth? What are they talking about? And I was tempted to ask him what they were talking about, but I decided not to. And it wasn't until yesterday when I got off from work that I found out about it. So, like I said, once again, my prayers go out to the family members who lost loved ones in this terrible, terrible, tragic event. But what I want to talk about in this video is something that I am not surprised, and that is with the mainstream radical liberal left. Okay. And what I found out in the article from Breitbart News. As a matter of fact, you guys can go to the description box and you can read that article on your own if you so will to. But what I found out is that a couple of liberal news sites, I think USA Today and Time, decided to retract on a statement that they made in reference to the person that did the killing. Now, the person that did the killing was a transgender. She was a female identifying as a male. They did kill once again, they did kill the female. They gunned her down. She was a female identifying as a male. Law enforcement, according to the article, identified this female biologically as a female. And so did USA Today, and so did Time. They identified this individual as a female. But because of pressure from radical uh, ideology and radical activist groups, I'm assuming, accordingly, Twitter had something to do with this. I mean, I guess they tweeted this. Uh, they have basically caved under the pressure of radical groups who said you are misgendering this individual. So now I'm hearing and reading that gays and transgenders are afraid now. I was on my way to the library today and going downtown. And I'm on the bus and there's 2 gay people sitting in front of me and they're talking to each other. And I overhear them saying, be careful now, be careful, be careful. And they're looking around like they're scared to look around. And I'm saying to myself, they have nothing to fear. That is coming from the media. They have nothing to fear. Nobody's going to jump on the gate. If that happens, that's will be a destable person. A person that's his mind has been destabilized, they messed up, they're mentally out of it. If that happened, they have nothing to worry about. The mainstream media is the one that's provoking this nonsense. But getting back to the Time magazine, Time and USA Today, rather, it's ridiculous how they have caved under the pressure here. Because what ticks me off is the fact that they are making this a gender situation instead of looking at it as, why are these people gunning everybody down? The Democrats, once again, are looking at this as, hey, we need to get rid of these guns. We need to come down. We need to come up with something to get rid of these guns. This is crazy. This is crazy. Congress, do something. As a matter of fact, I was reading somewhere in an excerpt from a particular article that stated that one of the congressmen, I don't know if it was from the House of Representatives or the Senate, pleaded to do something. I mean, like we need to do something right now. Really? Really? Basically what you're saying, don't think about it, just do it. Because this gun violence is just out of hand. I'm not going to even get into the argument about the gun violence nonsense. I'm not going to get into the argument because I think that that's pretty self-explanatory. Because anyone with any sense, the way I see it, knows the problem is not with guns. The problem is with the hearts of the person or something going on in their head. Whether it's drugs, whether it's satanic ritual abuse, and they have multiple personality disorder. I mentioned that in a video some months ago. Whether they're a Manchurian candidate, hey, look, I don't know. But it certainly isn't guns. And it ticks me off when I hear these Democrats yakking about this, talking about guns as if to say that guns itself is provoking people to go out and just mow down whole dozens of people in the place. What sense does that even make? Does that even sound logical? And then you have the radical left activist groups upset that, that law enforcement properly identified the killer as a female who wanted to be a man or identified as a man. Is that what this is about? Is that what this is about? So that's what you're seeing on the media. You're seeing that kind of narrative being spun. No one on the media, from what I understand, is spinning the narrative or asking relevant questions, such as, why are these people doing this? Here we have yet another tragic shooting, and all they can do is politicize it, and all the radical left activist groups can do is get upset because somebody of their own kind has been misgendered. Our country is screwed, man. We screwed big time when we start acting like that. That's ridiculous. That's utterly ridiculous. You know, it's just crazy. And I just wanted to say that because this is not a political situation. It's not about your gender. It's not about politics. It's about human lives and finding out what's going on, man. What is going on with these people that's doing this? What drugs are they taking? Are they possessed? You know, something's going on. And the mainstream media and the politicians really need to address the real issues and stop making it a political issue because it's bigger than politics. And unfortunately, millions of people all over this country watch the mainstream news and they get brainwashed with this kind of nonsense, which leads into my next statement. I believe this is a classic example of brainwashing and mind control. Because the mainstream media reporters and journalists who are paid heavy sums of money to spin this narrative understands, or at least I imagine they understand, that if you keep pumping this into the heads of gullible, dumbed down people, and I'm not saying everybody's gullible and dumbed down, but let's be realistic. You watch the mainstream news all the time, and you don't watch alternative news sources, you being dumbed down. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. They know that if you keep repeating this kind of narrative over and over and over and over and over again, people are going to believe it, even if logic tells them otherwise. Logic would tell you otherwise, that that's a bunch of foolishness to try to make this a political issue about guns. Logic would tell you otherwise, that it's foolishness to make this an issue about misgendering. Whatever issue this woman was having, that's what needs to be asked. What was going on in her head? What was going on in the head of the man that gunned down all those other kids in the other school? What was going on in the head of the man that gunned down all those black people in Baltimore? Huh? Let's get to the real deal here, man, and stop trying to make it a political issue. Stop trying to make it a gender issue. But once again, the mind control tactics are effective. They're effective because people, they don't divert from it. That's why I say my suggestion is stop watching the mainstream news. That's my suggestion. That's what I'm going to end this video on. I'm going to end on that note. Stop watching the mainstream news. And if you do, hey, mix it up with some alternative news sources. Mix it up. Mix it up, man, because you're being brainwashed. You're being brainwashed. If all you're watching is CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, and I'm not saying that they're not good for nothing. But I can tell a person who watches mainstream news all the time and someone who doesn't. I can tell a person who mixes it up. They watch mainstream news or they read mainstream news, but they also mix it up with alternative news sources. They don't let the mainstream news demonize alternative news sources as a bunch of kooky conspiracy theorists. That's a bunch of nonsense. How would you know? You don't even bother to watch it. How would you know that? They're a bunch of kooky conspiracy theorists. That's stupid. How would you even know? There's thousands and thousands of YouTubers on there. I'm not a kooky conspiracy theorist because you wouldn't be bothering to watch me if I was a kooky conspiracy theorist, because I'm pretty sure that most people that watch my videos, and I'm nothing without the grace of God, but they know I'm not a dummy. And a lot of things that I'm saying, they know make sense. So they went, well, else they wouldn't bother to watch me. They wouldn't bother to watch my videos. So am I a kooky conspiracy theorist? Or, hey, if a person thinks that I'm a kooky conspiracy theorist, okay, we keep on living. Keep on living and see what happens. I'm going to be in heaven, and I'm going to be saying, I told you so. I told you. You didn't listen. You thought I was a kooky conspiracy theorist. Now this is what you get. My suggestion, mix it up or just forget about the mainstream media, period. They're poison. I sent a video on Facebook some time ago, and I simply made a comment. What wasn't a video? It was a comment in the comment section. Hey, the mainstream media is poison. That's all I said. That's all I said. And got quite a few likes for it. Didn't do it to get any likes, but I just did it because I felt like it's the truth. It's poison. It is poison. The mainstream media is dumbing down a lot of people and keeping a lot of people divided. Now you got gays and transgenders running around scared, thinking somebody going to jump them and persecute them. People ain't thinking about that, man. People going about their business, doing their thing. They ain't thinking about gay people and what they're doing. Gay people, if anybody gay watching this video, you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to worry about. I don't hate you, and most people in this country don't hate you, to be real with you. To be honest with you, I may not agree with the lifestyle, but I certainly don't hate you. In fact, I love you with the love of God. And I pray that the Lord will bless you and touch your heart and you will give your life to Christ. But I don't hate you. And I wouldn't dare put my hands on somebody that's a transgender or gay because this happened. Something's crazy like that happened, then you watching too much mainstream media news and you need to leave it alone. They brainwashing you. You are under mind control. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone, bruh. Leave it alone, sister. They're poison. Or mix it up. One of the two. You got to do one of the two. Mix it up or leave it alone. That's what you got to do. But I just want to report on that. This is a tragic situation, and for the USA Today and Time to make a correction on this. Well, we apologize for misgendering this person. It's just totally insane. It's ludicrous. It's foolish, and it's stupid and dumb. To make it a gender situation. That's stupid. That's just ignorant. How much money are they getting paid? Now I'm ranting. How much money are these people getting paid to spin that type of nonsense? Money making love to you that much? You love money that much that you're going to apologize for misgendering this person? This person was a biological woman. Get with the program, the real program. And stop acting stupid, man. Come on. I don't know how these people live with themselves. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. But when money is your God and you got it on a pedestal and you worship it and you put candles all around money and bow to it and put your robe on and let it preach to you and let it dictate to you what you should do and what you shouldn't do, what you should think, what you should eat, what you shouldn't eat, who you should marry, who you shouldn't marry, what you should say, what you shouldn't say, then it's your God. And I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you. But I know money can't be my God, because there is no way if money was my God, I'd be here today. I'd be dead. Because I'd have took my own life if money was my God, because I don't have a lot of money. I need money right now. But if money was my God, I wouldn't be doing this. God is my God. And we'll end that right there. We'll end it right there. But hey, I just wanted to say that, man, because this is just ridiculous. Once again, my prayers go out to the family members who have lost loved ones in this situation. I pray that God give them the grace and the strength to be able to endure this situation and go forward. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. See you again.